Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the 10-Minute Marvel Podcast. Yes, we are a little bit late this week with the podcast. Some of that was my fault for Sunday. Some of that was Greg's kids' fault for fundraisers.
All the time. Oh.
Or all the time. But we are back.
Do this sometime in the future, then just know that I'm just kidding, kids. I love you guys.
We are back. We are going to be talking about what we said our topic was going to be last week. We're going to be talking about those storylines and or characters who maybe could get kind of retconned, redone in the MCU. This came from an article or quote rumor that in between 20% to 25% of stuff could have some sort of retconning going on. So we're going to speculate on that. And of course, then we have the news and rumors as well. But I am your host who knows all the answers to those retcons, Petter. And making it up, we have my co-host.
Co-host who's having a lot of internet problems today, I guess. Like, I am back, I guess. I was gone for a while, now I'm back. Nobody needs to know that, though. Okay, Petter.
Yes.
I'm so frazzled right now. Thank you everybody for coming back. Sorry that we're late, as he had mentioned. I'm trying to pull up my notes because they went away too. If you're looking for ways to support us, you can find us on our YouTube channel. Search 10 Minute Marvel there. 10 Minute Marvel on YouTube. There we go. Give us a like and thumb smash that subscribe button. Find and follow us on Facebook and that other thing with an X. Hashtag 10MinMarvel there. And of course, you can leave a rating or review wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcast from. Petter, I would like a redo on this whole introduction. Is that possible, please?
No, it is not possible. We are just going straight into the news.
All right. Well, let's just, on with it then. Let's do this.
All right. A couple rumors, pretty light on rumors, but then I think there's a couple bigger things to talk about in the news. First rumor that Elektra is going to be back again in Daredevil Born Again. Greg, your thoughts on that?
I'm only excited if it's Jennifer Garner. That is all I have to say.
It's not going to be Jennifer Garner who's being talked about.
Then I'm not excited at all.
All right.
Thank you very much. That's all I have to say. Actually, I don't really care. Like it's cool. I'm glad that they are doing that. I'll be a little bit more pleased maybe once I see the casting on it, or maybe I will not be pleased. I don't know.
It's same casting from Daredevil Netflix show.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good at that. I'm good at that then. All right. I thought she was dead, but I guess not.
Greg has come back around on this.
Yep, full circle, everybody. Here we go.
The other one, this popped up as a couple different rumors, but both of them are basically, when are we going to get that first look at Avengers Doomsday? One rumor said sometime in December. Another rumor has said we're going to get it Super Bowl. I think there's a decent chance there's some sort of tease Super Bowl time.
I would agree. Because they're just kind of starting this, right? Like right now, like now they're just kind of hinting at it with the Russo thing.
Yep. Yeah, so, we're going to talk about that coming up here. So
it's no spoilers there, but I would say Super Bowl is always a great time, especially with a movie like this. So.
Yes. Yeah, and we had a trailer for Thunderbolts that came out during the Super Bowl last year.
Was it? Or was it
Fantastic
Falcon?
Four? Or it wasn't Falcon and Captain America, Brave New World. It wasn't that. It was I think it was Thunderbolts, but
I don't know. Part of me does want to say Fantastic Four, but because February is the Super Bowl, right? Typically, sometime the first week. And that wasn't coming out till July, so it would make more sense that it was Thunderbolts. Deductive reasoning, everybody. There you go.
It was Thunderbolts. I looked it up.
Yes, I was right.
Yes, third time's the charm, Greg. Good job.
Yep. It's gonna be a long time before the next one.
So then we're on to now the news things. First off, Greg, I know this one's going to excite you. You don't care at all. They announced a Marvel Heroes set that's going to be coming in 2026 for Magic the Gathering at MagicCon in Atlanta last week. So more Marvel coming to Magic the Gathering. And I've been putting up videos of the Spider-Man stuff that I've been opening on YouTube. So check those out if you want to see what the Spider-Man set looks like.
Hey, is there a soul stone thing with this with these
Yes.
packs?
So there's the regular Soul Stone that you can get. It's a like in terms of a magic card, it is a very solid magic card for playing in decks.
Is it
And
worth a lot of money?
so the basic one you can get is worth not current on the price, but it's probably worth $60 ish. Then in the collector's packs, there are a few different rarities of ones, and there's a slightly rarer one with Thanos, and that I think is going for a couple thousand. And
Okay.
then there is an extremely rare one that, just to kind of put it in context, at MagicCon in Atlanta, dealers were offering to buy it for 20,000.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Okay. So I bring this up because while at work, I'm overhearing a conversation and somebody I know pulled, I think the Thanos
Mm-hmm.
Soul Stone, like
Yep.
pulled it in from a deck or from
Collector's
his
pack. Yep.
yeah. So shout out to JK on that. But I was like floored because I think they priced it at like 1700 or something like that. I'm like,
Yep.
I mean
So
maybe like if it's in mint and all that.
yeah. So numbers wise, I just pulled it up on TCG Player. Market price for the base one. This is how good I am at this. $70.
Oh,
Market price for the Thanos one, $1,700, and market price for the Cosmic Foil one, that's the extremely rare one, 33,000. Granted, that 33,000, take that with a grain of salt. It's probably better to look at eBay sales, which I don't think there have been a ton of for that, to see what it's actually selling for. But
that's
yeah, it's crazy.
that is insane. Cardboard, people. Cardboard.
Collectible cardboard, Greg.
Collectible cardboard, my mistake. It's just jealousy, people. That's all it is. Just jealousy. That's
Mhm.
why I make fun of it. Um, anyways, yeah, that was awesome. Good stuff.
Yes. So the next thing, and Greg, you already hinted at this one, the Russo brothers released a teaser image, kind of coinciding with the timeline of when they released a teaser image for revealing the title of Endgame ish. I say ish. I think they had set props up so that you could kind of figure that out, and places like New Rock Stars did. But this one doesn't seem to have any words written into it. Did you watch, Greg, the video that Eric Voss did, kind of breaking
Yeah,
down some theories?
I did, and I even he was like, I don't know. Like it could be
Yeah,
this, it could be that. It's really hard to really pinpoint what it is. And yeah, it did come out. It wasn't 1 year or it wasn't the 10 years to the
precise.
day.
Yeah,
It-
it wasn't, I mean, not 10 years, but it wasn't precisely the same date, which Voss speculates on kind of why
right.
that was. But
Yeah, some news, world events kind of thing.
yep.
Yeah, so were you going to go over some of the options that it were?
Yes.
Okay, I'll let you do
Uh,
that then.
First option, this is kind of the one that Voss landed on, was that there's a spotlight that seems to spotlight three pillars from the set. And so the idea there being Wolverine's claws. Like this is kind of the hint reveal that Wolverine is going to be in this
News.
movie and
Yeah.
important.
Okay.
What do you think of that one, Greg?
Oh, okay. Meh. I think it's a meh
Yes,
in so many words. Um, I just think that we kind of know that Wolverine's in it, and
most
it
likely, yeah.
right. I don't know. It just doesn't have a lot of oomph behind
Correct.
it to be Norwegian. Um, so I would, for me, I probably would say it's more likely to be another one.
Yeah, how about this one then? Teasing that this is not going to be just two films, but it's going to be three films.
Right. This one tracks a little bit more with me, I think, just because you may also have this in the news coming up, but there was a removal,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think I don't know. I think they're readjusting how many movies there are actually going to be. And so I think this one to me fits better and it pops harder.
Yes. Yeah. I like this one too, just especially look at the time frame of how long the Doomsday shoot was, and then they still have to do Secret Wars shoot. Obviously it's a big production, but it feels like it could or would work with three films.
So separate, like Secret Wars in two parts is what I'm
Um,
wondering.
Maybe. I'm wondering though if it could be Avengers versus X-Men. We
Okay.
That's either what Doomsday becomes next year. We have Avengers versus X-Men, then 6 months later we have Doomsday, then 6 months after that we have Secret Wars, and they kind of run it that way.
So you thinking Avengers versus X-Men first and then Doomsday and not the other way around?
I do. Just because I think if they go with something like Avengers versus X-Men, you would probably have some hints as to what Doom's doing, and we'd probably get introduced to Doom and things like that in there. But you don't want the characters knowing too much. And I feel like if it's all just kind of sprung upon them in this first movie, it makes sense to have that kind of Avengers versus X-Men moment then.
Okay. I don't disagree. I just have been I think my head's been locked in that we'll learn about Doom and it's gonna be a movie surrounding a lot of what the Doom's origin in this case and what he's
That,
out to do. And then I thought they would move into it, but I guess it does make kind of some sense. Like let's just jump right into this Avengers versus X-Men thing, then space it out a little bit, right, with some Doom stuff, and then head into Secret Wars. So
now it's possible to go with that, the kind of flipped order of what I had said of and do Doomsday first, but you just spend most of your time in the Fantastic Four's universe. I
hmm.
think if we see like a rise of Doom in something like that, and maybe him pulling in some characters from other universes, a lot of it being about Franklin and Doom needing Franklin for some reason. But that almost feels like another Fantastic Four film. You'd have to figure out a way to bring in more characters to make that work.
Yeah. Either way, I think kind of going back to the image,
Mm-hmm.
it could be, I mean, really the not only what they were thinking could be Wolverine's claws, right? It could
Yep.
be the three claws could be in the third movie. And
Mm-hmm.
then also some of the structure pieces that the light was shining on kind of had this X and A kind of thing to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you weave them all together and you get all that stuff. You get your third movie,
Yeah.
you get Avengers versus X-Men. So,
Yeah. Well, and to go back to the original kind of image that this is paying homage to, that the Russos did,
yeah.
where it revealed the end game title. Could this be just a situation where it isn't going to be called Doomsday anymore? It's going to be called like Avengers, or maybe it's Avengers versus X-Men colon Doomsday or something like that. So it's changing up the title
Hmm.
because the original thing was the reveal of the fact that Endgame was the after colon part of the title
Right.
for the next Avengers film.
Also, was there the Doom's mask next to Russo in the chair?
I don't know. I thought he had a
Or was it
laptop
just
in
he's
his
holding
lap,
his
or
phone because he's
yeah,
notoriously holding his phone. I thought they had talked about could that possibly be? I might maybe the image was too hard to make out for that.
yeah. I'm pulling back up the image here because I honestly do not remember anything about that. While I'm looking that up, this weekend we have New York City Comic Con, and you might be like, well, what can you expect from that? Marvel has a television and animation panel there. So, Greg, what do you think we could get from that panel?
I I think we're gonna see. Oh God, Wonder Man is what I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to get a little bit more of that, which very well could. Maybe there'd be a little small snippet teaser there. Um, yeah, I could see some X-Men 97 season 2 news. Not much. Where are they? Do they have that? They had the script down. Is that right? I forgot where that one was has
Or X-Men
got.
97.
Yeah.
I believe there's supposed to be a new season next year.
Yeah. Do they have it? Is it, are they writing it now? I don't remember.
If they can't be right, they can't be writing it now. That has to be written, because the animation would take way too long.
Okay.
So it's written. I'm assuming it's being has been animated to some extent, probably recording audio at this point.
Mm. I
So
don't know.
definitely a chance to see some cell or some animation.
Yeah. I'm definitely expecting some Daredevil stuff. I
Hmm.
would love to have some Vision Quest information.
Yes.
Just I don't care, something.
Yeah.
I want to see a little bit of it, you know.
Hmm.
So, and then you
Your
got
friendly
your
neighborhood Spider-Man season
yeah,
two also likely.
yeah. Not don't really care if I see much out of that one because I think the show just stands alone on itself as a good show
Yeah.
and maybe they show a couple of new villains, sure, but
Right. Or like
uh,
the first animations of Spider-Gwen.
oh yeah, there you go. I like that. I'm hoping there's something good though, because I feel
Mhm.
like after the last Marvel, whenever all the I don't know, whatever
D26,
826, is that what that was?
D23.
Oh yeah. God, I missed your reference to my own joke. Sorry. Yeah, any of those things. Just been kind of a dud a little bit.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I mean there wasn't anything at Comic-Con, San Diego, and then Destination D23 obviously was very different from a normal D23. So we haven't had any real Marvel stuff since CinemaCon announcement of Kristen Ritter back, and before that D23 last year. So I don't
mhm.
even remember how much there was. Like most of D23 last year was a repeat of what we had at Comic-Con last year. So we haven't had like a big Marvel announcement in over a year besides the chairs. Now, I don't expect this to be big, but I hope that there's something.
Me too. I hope that they confirm Marvel Zombies season two.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I don't know if that'd be come this soon, but I think it's still lingering there. People are still kind of feeling the buzz from that
Hmm.
show. So why not, you know, catapult that a little bit further down the line and get people to continue to have that excitement around it. But I don't know, might be too early.
I mean, it has been, I think, holding a fairly high spot on Disney Plus for a little bit. Like it and Thunderbolts have both been doing very well in terms of maintaining a lot of people watching them.
Yeah.
But that's it for the news. So let's hop into our topic for today. Greg, the Marvel Universe is coming to an end. How to be overly dramatic in one sentence.
Uh, Also, the podcast is now over because
We're
we
going
got what are we gonna do?
100% to comics. Greg
Oh,
has to figure out how to stay awake long enough to read comics.
I do, and I probably have to start playing Magic because
Yes.
that might be another source that we'd have to pull from.
Yes. So,
I'm gonna go find
no,
that card
that's,
though, that twenty
yeah.
thousand dollar card. I'd spend my fortune
Yep.
on that.
Yeah, well, you have to open collector's packs that cost a lot and get one of those before you've spent $30,000 on buying collector's packs, and then you come out ahead.
Yeah,
It's,
sounds
it's,
really smart.
mhm. It's good investment.
Yeah, I feel like I should
Um,
just go to Vegas.
Odds are probably just as good. So, what are some things that should be reset? What do we want to be reset in the MCU? We've kind of done some characters before, but we're going to touch on some of those again. But we also want to touch on storylines too. Things that should just be axed.
Yeah, that's
Greg,
kind of where my focus was. Like, what
same.
storylines do we feel like are just not gonna make it? They're not gonna survive. Marvel's gonna be like, nah, let's just scrap that. Let's just leave it and let it lay waste in the dust, right? Because
Yep. New
it's kind of,
universe.
yeah.
It's different now.
Um,
Should I start off with the most obvious one?
yes, yes, you should.
Secret Invasion.
Right, right.
So
I,
that whole thing can go away and die in a ditch.
oh my God, it would be, and you know what? Do it again. Just do it right this time. I don't care.
Hmm.
Will they? Probably not. But to go along with that, it's like I think that guy is just it's just better to leave her be. It's unfortunate though, because the actress, it's sad you have to kind of maybe cut her from everything. But and I don't remember her name,
Amelia
but
Clark,
thank you very much. I
you're
just think
welcome.
Games of Thrones. Game of Thrones. Yeah, that's what I said, right? So yeah, that was one that was on my list as well. Is Secret Invasion just? Yep,
I
yep. That's that's all you
yeah,
gotta say.
it's unfortunate because like Amelia Clark, she's good. The bad guy Skrull, he was good
Hmm.
enough.
Yeah,
Olivia Colman's character, really good, but because the show was so rough, you just gotta scrap it.
yeah. It's amazing how rough that was.
Hmm.
That I think that was at the time that Marvel just thought that it's content, people will be okay with it.
Yeah, it
They'll be
was
fine.
Bob Chapek era. Um, it was filmed and reshot during COVID restrictions, and there was a element of Skrulls posing as Russians invading Ukraine that was completely cut, and that there was a whole kind of plot with that as how they were using that to destabilize everything.
Yeah,
So
it's.
there's just so much that got chopped out of there because you could see where it was good,
Mhm.
like some great conversations, and then everything else.
I think they need to not mention real life countries or I would
Just
say or pandemics, maybe. I don't know. They just
yeah.
like Falcon
I
and the Winter
mean,
Soldier.
obviously
But
with the secret or with Falcon and Winter Soldier, they just didn't know that that was going to happen.
that
How much you can
that
do.
one came out of left. Came out of left real quick and
Hmm.
yeah. Who'd have thought, right? Who'd have
Hmm.
thunk that?
Yeah.
Um all right, I'm gonna move on because I'm gonna talk about the vampire in the room.
Blade.
And yep, I think
You can't
I
I you're resetting him off of his one line of dialogue.
yep. At least the Black Knight. I'll at least say the Black Knight is not like not happening. I think that is a lost cause.
I I think Black Knight actually has a decent chance of happening. I think the likely thing to be reset from that movie is the what Eros and Pip
Okay.
patrol.
From Eternals, yep.
Yep,
From that, right?
yeah, because I think Black Knight's easy enough to just bring him into a Midnight Suns. There's rumors of that, so just keep it simple, do that. But I don't think at this point you're getting. I mean, you can get Patton Oswalt back for
Oh,
sure,
without a doubt. Yeah, for sure.
but are you getting Harry Styles back?
Oof. Um,
And do you want to touch that character really?
right. I mean, that's a good point. Is Star Fox really does yeah. I know there's obvious things you can do with him, but like,
Mm-hmm.
is he
Some of the
necessary?
yeah, some of the obvious things you can do with him. Do you want to do that?
Right. Yeah. Do you, yeah. I mean, you'll get some extra butts and seats.
Yep.
That's for sure. But put them on the dancing and the
Mm-hmm.
sing-along dancing place and the marbles.
Madripoor.
No.
I was gonna say have him dance with Zemo and Madripoor.
Oh, that'd be good. Serenade him, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Madripoor,
Oh, yep. I got
did I
this one
throw a
too.
segue to myself?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Because here we're talking about the power broker, Sharon Carter.
Yep.
That storyline can go die in a ditch as well. Um, Now, you want to do Armor Wars still? Go for it. But you don't need the power broker for it because that just didn't make sense with that character.
100%. Oh yeah, just kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Kill it while you can.
Yep.
Um,
Or make that your leaping off point for the new Secret Invasion.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say make her a scroll and
Yep.
then
Make
just
her,
go from there.
yeah, make her a scroll, lay scroll groundwork of a scroll takeover in the new universe. Like somehow they know things have been reset and they're using it to their advantage, and just build it up over a phase and
Ooh.
have Avengers Secret Invasion, or just even Secret Invasion, and bring in Avengers and X-Men into it. Have that be your capstone thing, not for a whole like three phases, just for one phase, and
But
it would work so well.
I was thinking like make Madripoor the place where all these scrolls are hiding.
Yeah.
Because I mean, where else would it be, right? So
Yep. I'm with you there.
um so that well, I was gonna say there was one that I kind of was gonna bounce off. Oh, kind of in the similar vein, um, is is Shang-Chi, Shang-Chi's sister.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
I mean, as cool as that would have been, and it's possible. Well, maybe I take that one back because I don't know where you take. I mean, Shang-Chi's going to be a big part of the,
Doomsday.
yeah, the Doomsday part, or movie. But after that, what do you do? So
Hmm.
that's when you could maybe come back around his sister, but at the same time, we're resetting kind of everything.
Yep.
So
I,
just
I,
lop it off, maybe. I don't know.
maybe I still like the idea, and I think this could be a cool idea for a show, is to have it be about the Ten Rings. So you could have the sister be in there, and it's just a fighting tournament. And everybody knows kind of that it's shady. So some hero goes in undercover to try and infiltrate the fighting tournament and figure out what's going on with it. Like there's some mystical, magical element to it. And then it's a chance to use some of the superheroes you're never going to use otherwise. Like,
Danny Rand.
yep, Danny Rand, Glob Herman.
Glob, yes. Leather Boy.
Yep.
Um, Great Avengers just going overseas, or the Great Lakes Avengers.
Yep.
It would be kind of cool to pull in Danny Rand though, and like Iron Fist, or even
Yeah,
like the
like,
new Iron Fist, like from the Wakanda.
yeah, but
Um,
that's an old Iron Fist.
that's true. That's true. But
Mhm.
re just do that again. But do
Mhm.
a female Iron Fist.
Mhm.
So that's like the character that Shang-Chi has to like go up against, maybe. Nobody really knows.
Maybe it doesn't even have to be a Shang-Chi element to it. I think if it's a show, I don't think that Simu Liu, you're going to spend money to have him be in a show.
Fair point.
But yeah, you bring in your actually this would be a great spot to bring in She-Hulk. Like She-Hulk enters it as a contestant, but really she's being hired as kind of a lawyer, private investigator sort to look into it by somebody else.
Hmm.
Because she's a great character to have fight in a fighting tournament.
Yeah, she is.
Gives her something to do too. And yeah, bring in Danny Rand, recast him if you want, um, and just fill it out with like 10 to 12 different characters. Actually, that's probably a reason why you don't have it be She-Hulk, is it's a fighting tournament. You don't want to have her animated the whole time or
Mm,
CGI the whole time.
right.
But you pick some characters and you have a cool fight every episode and you uncover a little bit more of the mystery.
Yeah. Get some good, yeah, good fight choreography in there.
Mm-hmm.
That'll draw some attention.
Yeah. Um, I have a huge one, and if this is reset, I mean, I hope it's reset because I think there's a lot of more awesome stories that could be told. And we talked about a little bit when we talked about characters, but Shield and Hydra.
Yeah. I thought about Agents of Shield stuff.
And I'm not even talking Agents of Shield.
You're talking about just Shield and Hydra. Okay.
Yes.
I I do want Hydra back. I'll
Mm-hmm.
say that. However they go about that. I'm thinking through like some of the like how do we get that to come back around? When is a good time for
Mm-hmm.
that though? So,
But I think just bringing Shield back in for when you're dealing with Avengers esque characters and just having that being an organization that exists is fairly easy to do. Then, if you wanted to, and I think we talked about this, I like the idea that Sam is like Hydra has resurfaced. Sam and Falcon and yeah, so Captain America, Falcon, and maybe a couple other characters are having to investigate and like try and root out bits of Hydra again. And then you could have the Red Skull show back up. And now that's Chris Evans, Captain America, can come back and face off against Red Skull. You give them something both
yeah.
meaningful to do if you want to.
Yeah. But until then, I think
Mm-hmm.
you're feeling like there's no room for it, right? So you just kind of leave it by the wayside and have that in
No,
your back pocket. I mean,
I'm
that's
I'm saying kind of the opposite. I'm saying when this new world resets, based off of who knows whose knowledge or whatever. If it's Franklin who recreates the universe, let's say Franklin recreates it, and based off of what he's given to work with, he recreates it with Shield and Hydra still existing. So
mm,
sure, when we get to those stories, that could be a couple years down the line. It could be spread out over the next 6 years. Like you can spend 7 years, you can spend a long time with those two organizations going up against each other and kind of just having them as consistent villains of each other or like antagonistic factions against each other. And it
yeah,
doesn't have to be a major, it doesn't have to be a a huge event for it.
right. I could see that there'd be people like, well, why would Franklin have that a part of his universe? But at the same time, maybe it has to be there for something else, for such and such things to occur. So,
I
you
think,
know,
like, yeah, you look at the events that have happened. Obviously, Shield and Hydra existed, so maybe it's a request made by Nick Fury to be like, make it so Shield doesn't collapse or get infiltrated, so that we're in a better spot than we were when the events of Secret Wars and Doomsday happened, so that we're more prepared. And Franklin's like, okay, but nobody thinks about the implication of, well, if that doesn't happen, that means Hydra's still out there somewhere.
oh, okay. So it's not like a wish list from Fury going, can you, hey, will you just leave Hydra in there so I can do something and have something to do?
Right.
It's more of it it's something that birthed out of another idea
Yeah.
or concept or request. I get it. Okay.
hmm
Yeah,
I like the
sure.
idea of like unintentional consequences.
Yeah, yeah. No, I like that. I'm
What
just
else
going
do
through
you
my
have?
list. Couple other storylines I was thinking about. I mean, this is kind of already, I would say, in play and already kind of a dud that nobody's thinking about anymore. The Sokovia Accords. Like,
hmm
I feel like they're still talked about. They were mentioned in Captain America, Brave New World. They had
As
a little bit
no
of mention
longer
there.
being a thing.
I don't remember. I just remember it
It's been a while.
being
Yeah.
mentioned. But
Yeah.
I,
I think it was mentioned like it's no longer completely like a thing
yeah, or
anymore.
like they referenced that he created the Sokovia Accords, like Ross, was a part of that. I don't know, but I I love the I love that storyline. I know you know this. I just like the idea of people, and this is what actually the void will get filled. I think when it comes to X-Men and how mutants are treated. So I think
Yeah.
And so, but I think that the Sokovia Accords are just going to be done. Like they're just like they already almost are. They're just
hmm
not going to be mentioned anymore because it just doesn't make sense. There's no room for that plot anymore as well. So that was kind of yeah, it's already happening, but I'm going to mention it anyway.
hmm Um, Matt Murdock had a line. Oh, great. I lost. There we are. May I remind you that the Sokovia Accords have been repealed, he says to Price.
There you go. Drop that in there just for me. Okay.
Yep.
Um,
How about I'd love to see them do a little reset, and we maybe even touched on this a little bit with Skrulls already in Secret Invasion, but Skrulls, Kree, Xandar, like Xandar's destroyed.
right.
Let's have that back. Let's have that exist again, and what sort of impact does that have then on Skrull and Kree war, basically,
Right.
if you have the Nova Corps back. So
I think they could revisit that anyway. I think just understanding Skrull and Kree is gonna be that needs to be fleshed out more, I think, anyways. But
mhm.
um yeah, I agree. So bring that back is what you're saying
Yep.
versus things that
Yeah.
won't come back. Okay. Are we diverting off topic on that one? I don't know.
Not really, because it's still a reset.
And it's also our podcast, so we can do whatever we
Yes,
want. So that's okay.
exactly.
Um, okay. What about the Nor dimension? Like the Bengals. The Bengal, do you think we're gonna
Mm,
get anything with that, or is it just going to be kind of, whatever happened to Miss Marvel is she's just now Miss Marvel. We're not going to worry about her Bengal past.
I don't. Well, now were the Bengals tied to the Nord dimension?
I
Because
well, it's kind of all.
the Kree had one. So
Did that help her get to like that the light dimension or is it the Nord dimension or light dimension is right? Is that what they called it?
yes,
Did that help her get there, or was
I
it just
mean, Miss Marvel was never there.
wasn't she go? Well, she went back. Oh, okay, well,
She went back in time.
but oh wait, she did never go there. You're right. Okay, well, just
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're ever going to hear mention of the Nord dimension again.
there we
So
go. Okay.
yeah, whether or not
Um,
that means Bengal returns, I think the Bengals could be an interesting kind of. I mean, they were kind of an interesting MacGuffin in the Marvels. So yeah, I mean, just in general, I don't think we're gonna hear about the Bengals again either.
yeah, I guess that was kind of yeah what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's they could explore it, but I just don't think they're going to.
Mm.
They're just going to put Miss Marvel in the Champions or Young Avengers,
Yeah.
and it's going to be onward from there. Whatever
Yes.
big thing they got to they take down or whatever. So,
Yep. I agree.
um,
Ant-Man and the Wasp is another one I have. And I know that that's characters, but I guess it could more just be I think that whatever storylines were being set up in Quantum Mania or implications of weirdness that we got from that final monologue by Scott Lang, I think they're just going to ignore those.
okay, you're talking about the one where he has kind of like the second thoughts of. Are we talking
Yeah,
about Quantumania?
yeah, Quantum Mania.
Yeah, where
Like,
he's
did I
like,
do the right thing?
yeah,
Um, does this look right? Everybody is acting weird around him.
right. Yeah, I had that as well because I'm like, I think they because the Jonathan Majors thing and how that just kind of went sideways, all that is just dead in the water, I think. So I wish they would at least tell us like what they were going to do with that. I don't know if they ever will. Maybe like in 10 years they might, but I wish they would have, I wish it would just come out as to what the plans actually were. So,
Yep. And I think there's some of it. I think Feige has some idea of things he wants to reset and ignore, but some of that will solidify too as they determine what shows are going to be coming out. What, yeah. I
yeah.
think there's enough questions as what's coming next.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I got more. It was more
all right.
character driven. Well, I got
Yeah.
one more like storyline that's like, and that's well, maybe it is a character, I guess. Um, I think that I'm trying to remember what the character's name was from Ironheart, the witch girl friend,
Oh,
not the girlfriend, the witch
Zelma.
girl. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that. I mean, unless there's a Strange Academy, which I just don't know if it's happening. I think
I yeah, to
that's
me
done.
that's not a that's not even something I feel like is super set up. So I feel like they can let that lie, and if you want to have the Hood come back again at some point, you
Mm.
bring her in as a character again, or like you said, if they do Strange Academy.
Yeah, and
But
don't get me wrong. I think, and we've kind of said it. We both really like the character, and I think that
yes.
she could really benefit from being a part of like another ensemble or whatever. And
Hmm.
I think it'd be fun to watch. But I just think that it's just one of those things that they'll discontinue thoughts on.
Yeah. It was interesting, like because it was a this isn't happening or this is in the works. Then it was like nope, it's been shelved. Then it could be happening still. So who knows? Because it
Yeah,
does work so well as a show. I think it depends on what they decide to do with the champions. If the
yeah,
champions is a show, Strange Academy is kind of redundant. If it's a movie, Strange Academy is a perfect show to fill in something that can go on for a while.
yeah. It seems like it could be just timing. Like it's a
Yeah.
time thing too. Like it just, I don't know. It seems like they're
Yeah.
really pulling back and being really strategic about how they're going about these next shows and movies. So,
Yes.
um,
How about end of Thor 4?
just looking at that one.
Hercules.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I think that is, um,
I mean, it still makes sense if they do a Thor 5,
right?
and I think they're going to do a Thor 5 at
I
the
think
same
they could
time.
pull him into like Doomsday or like Secret Wars if they wanted to, just have a
Yeah.
as an extra. But that storyline, yeah, I think it's. I'll be surprised if they actually even do a Thor movie. Wait, are they doing a Thor movie? I know there's
Well,
talk of it, but I
yeah.
just
So I believe the word has been that they're going to be doing a Thor 5, but Taika Waititi is not involved.
right. I heard the
So,
same.
yeah. So I think we will get I think there's a very high percentile chance that we get a Thor 5.
Yeah, especially because Hemsworth is still on board for that, I think. So,
Yep. And it'd be a good kind of anchor movie as you try and introduce new characters and build up other things, build up the X-Men, to have some things that are a little bit more tried and true, like a Thor 5, a Black Panther 3, just having those that you can drop in there.
right. Would Hercules, you think, replace Thor in a sense?
No.
Okay, just a thought. I don't really know a lot about Hercules in the Marvel world,
Mm-hmm.
so I just was kind of wondering if they.
I mean, they do fit a similar archetype. Um,
Right.
It does make me think, though, of another fairly or very major event that it's not one of those things. I don't think it's something Kevin Feige regrets doing it all because it was such a great movie. But do you undo the destruction of Asgard?
Ugh. I mean, I know that without Asgard, does it not? There's like a was it unbalanced imbalance there we go in the universe, or
Um,
like some
eh,
sort of disruption. I feel like was a thing, right?
sure,
Because
there's kind of a disruption from that, but there's been plenty of times in the comics where Asgard has been destroyed, and New Asgard is a town, city
right.
floating above Oklahoma.
Right. I was gonna kind of follow that with, but there is New Asgard, so like that whole concept doesn't fall apart, and you
Right.
know.
I'd
So
I'd love it if somehow something got crossed and Asgard's still destroyed, but now New Asgard is that floating city above Oklahoma.
right,
That's just more fun than having it being a coastal town tourist attraction.
right, right. Yeah. Oh, New Asgard. They're talking about like Oklahoma being a tourist attraction, but it is
No,
not
no.
coastal. So I know my geography.
Greg's smart.
I am super smart, so smart that I'm gonna bring up. Ooh, I'm gonna save that one. I'm gonna say. I think that the third eye for Doctor Strange is gonna become like just a nothing, big nothing burger.
Yep, I could definitely see that.
It just. Uh,
I'm
I don't
deciding
know.
how much I love that, but I do think I still think there's a chance that whether it's in a Doomsday movie, if we get three of them, or if it's a Doctor Strange 3, it could play into something like that. But post Secret Wars, I don't think it's going to be a thing.
I feel like it's just gonna be waved off somehow. Like it's too much to deal with. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I still think that Clea and Doctor Strange are gonna go uh, do their thing, make their babies. I'm just kidding, not do that, but like do their thing. But I think that the whole eye thing, he's like gonna just and
It it's
I
not
don't
going
know
to be a
how.
major plot point, I don't think.
Right, Dormammu will do something to get rid of it or something like that, and
Or it will
there we
show up,
go.
yeah, it will show up as a plot point or a MacGuffin like every once in a while when he needs like clarity into something. And then
Yeah.
by the time that we're done with Secret Wars, it's no longer a thing.
Yeah.
What else do you have? I couldn't
Oh,
run through mine.
have you? Okay. I put Clint Barton down, but that was a question mark next to that one. I'm gonna just leave that one.
Yeah, I think they've
Barrett.
already replaced they've already they're
Yeah.
on their trajectory with Kate Bishop, so
Yeah. I was kind of going with like if they do have him come back, is he in the same state in these next upcoming movies? Is he in the same state, like hearing aids, kind of getting older, that
I
kind of thing.
think
But
so.
yeah. Baron Mordo. I was gonna say that one.
Ooh.
I think that one is. It's been long enough. People have kind of forgotten about it. I just don't imagine it coming back around at this point at all.
Yep. Well, and there was supposed to, or there had been a scene in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, at least in concept art, where Mordo goes to take out the Scarlet Witch and she just takes him out.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't think they have big plans for Mordo.
I think Abomination is another character that will just probably disappear.
Yep.
I think my last two, well, I got three. Um, well, this is Marvel. Oh, I mean, I guess I would say the Vulture and like Scorpion, but that's kind of in Sony's world. But I think that two, that story, like the fan or the Sinister Six thing, I understand is not MCU canon per se, but
Well,
I, I just don't know if it's gonna bleed over. I don't think that they're gonna.
Vulture, Scorpion's in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Is
I th-
Vulture?
I don't know. Um, I think that we will get a Sinister Six. Whether or not it is the same actor playing Vulture, who knows? Or whether or not Vulture is part of the Sinister Six, who knows? But I do think the the New Day or the new trilogy
Oh,
will
yes, it
end with
is.
a Sinister Six.
Okay. I don't know. I do wish they would bring Michael Keaton back though as a Vulture, if that's gonna happen. Um, I liked him as that. Okay. We're just gonna keep going here. I have got, let's see, two more. And maybe I'll just no, I'll do them individually. So the character of Miss Minutes.
Mm,
I was kind of wondering what they're gonna do with. What are your thoughts on this? I don't know how. I don't really have a strong opinion either way. I'm just kind of thought about her, and will that just kind of die off?
I think the idea of Miss Minutes will just live on as something that's in the TVA. And if we go back to the TVA post Secret Wars, there will be a Miss Minutes there, but it will just more be the goofy computer program versus the sinister character.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
does, was your other one Ravona?
Yep. Yeah. That
Knew it.
that's kind of gave it away, I suppose,
Yeah.
by saying this minutes. Yeah, I think Ravona, although it would be kind of cool to somehow bring this back around. I don't know how or why they would do it, but it was a story arc that I was looking forward to finding a little bit more like what they were gonna do and how they're gonna. But I
I
think with Kang out of the way,
mhm.
unless they redid Kang, which
Yeah, I was gonna say I think her storyline might just end at the end of Secret Wars, and maybe she gives Doom some tips and information on like the TVA, Loki, kind of holding everything together, and the Void. And so she's just kind of a supporting character in the group of questionable characters who team up with Doom. And after the events of Secret Wars, she's either still in the void or she's back with the TVA, having been reset, or something like that. Uh, but I don't think we're going to get a big kind of moment with her.
fair. I think I just want to see some resolve from her because
Mm-hmm.
it like part of her was kind of a kind character. She was a
Mm-hmm.
teacher, I
Teacher,
think.
yep, or
Yeah, and
principal, one
then
of the two. But
right. And so there's that part of her, but then there's also kind of this more sinister side to her that I'm curious about. But
yeah, I think I think you can play around with that sinister side
mhm.
in something like Doomsday, and then maybe she realizes what's happening. She has a change of heart, and the more sinister people in Doom's group take her out. Something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So that is all I had in my list. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one last one I had on mine, which is a character, but we talked about with the characters too, and I'll just mention it real quick, is Captain Marvel.
mm, okay.
I think just reset it so that Captain Marvel hasn't come to Earth since being taken, or the events that have caused Captain Marvel to be created haven't happened. And you can revisit that character later. It needs to be a later. It needs to be a we're rethinking this character and how we want to tell the story of this character and the powers so that we get something that works better.
Yeah. I agree. If they're going to reset, let's be very mindful of the power set that people have,
Yes.
just because otherwise you're kind of wasting a character. So,
Hmm. Yeah, and I think like we see some of the characters out there who do have a lot of power. They find ways to work around Hulk by
right,
leaning on the banner side of things. They give Thor a lot of doubt about his powers, and they come through at times, but there's this real personal struggle. So you can have really powerful characters. You just have to figure out a struggle that matters for them and make their struggle less about some big battle. Sure, there's going to be a big battle, but less about that and more about how do they get even to the point where they can get to that big battle and win.
right. That's why the Sentry works out so well, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. Right? That's how it's such a perfect character to have in a movie. It's also why Galactus is kind of a problem in a sense. And as far as like
Yes
if you're
and
gonna
no.
you bring him back, I mean,
Galactus is a
giving giving him a bit of a ceiling is important, I think.
yeah. Get
So
well, I would say that it's less important for villains to have that ceiling because then you get the how do you overcome the impossible odds sort of story.
sure, but then you really got to get a little outrageous sometimes with
Yeah,
the
which
resolve.
yeah,
So
which works because and I also don't mind it for Galactus because he is simply that force of nature. Like he hungers. And so it should always be like he is too much. You have to figure out a way to direct him somewhere else or make him think the earth is already gone, some creative way to beat him, which is different than a hero because Captain Marvel right now can just fly through a sun.
right.
So that's those two are a little bit different for me, but yeah, I get kind of the sentiment of keep an eye on your power set just to make sure that it doesn't get out of bounds.
Right. That's my only ask, Marvel. Keep it in balance. Keep it in check. Is that it?
That's it. Let us know if we missed, and I'm sure we did miss some
Oh, for
storylines.
sure.
But 20 to 25% is a lot. Also, it's not that much. So let us know what you would like to see. Are there some that you think are a little bit more obvious that we missed, or maybe something that's just kind of a pet peeve of yours that you would love to see reset? I mean, I didn't mention it, but give me a really good Civil War, a better one than we got.
Mm,
But
no
that's
comment.
and it's not just because of my complaints with it. It just didn't feel like it got grand enough for what I wanted from the Civil War comic books.
Actually, you
Like
know what?
it,
I will agree with that. I will agree. I would love to see another Civil War played out like in more of the fashion that I think you're looking for.
mhm. Yeah. So you can obviously drop a comment on the podcast over on YouTube or leave a comment on X, hashtag 10 Marvel, or on Facebook. We appreciate everybody who's checking out the podcast. Greg gave a few ways you could help support us at the beginning. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/nerdologists. The funds go to help improve the quality of this podcast, as well as the Malts and Meeples YouTube channel, nerdologist.com website, 10 Marvel YouTube channel. And with that, we will see you next time.
Take care, everybody.